Hi everybody, my name is David. This is part 2 of my question and answer video. Any questions you have, go down below and I answer them in the next Q&A video. Okay, guys? So, Jeanette Jordan from California. Do narcissists really hate their narcissistic parent? That's a pretty general question. But narcissists, really, I think narcissists hate everyone, including themselves. I think they're just full of hate. Do they hate their parent? Yes. But they always go back. They always go back to their abuser. It's like a validation thing. But I don't know. That's such a general question, Jeanette. If you have something more you want me to elaborate on or answer, please ask me, okay? But generally, I think they're full of hate. Do they really hate their narc parent? Yes, I think they do. I listen to them many times talk about how much they hate their parents. You know, their parents most likely abuse them. And they hate everyone. But they do go back. They always go back to their parent. They love abuse. Josep Gelo. I visit who I think is a narcissist at work. I eat there and she is a waitress. She flirts with me but doesn't want a relationship. She always wants me to stay for hours. I found her the job and I help her in everyday life. And I don't want anything in return. Why does she do this? So, I mean, she might just be getting attention at work. She gets you to sit there and wait for her. That's why she does it. I mean, it's pretty obvious, though. You got her the job and you help her in everyday life. She doesn't want you to go anywhere. She just doesn't want to be with you. Pretty simple. These people have all kinds of different, victims. They'll have friends that give rides and friends that give food and friends that, give attention and friends that will have sex with them. And, people that pay their rent and people that get them jobs. And, I mean, they keep all these people around for good reason. They're users. They use people. So they want more people they can get to use. So she gets you to stay there for hours at her work. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't know. Maybe she's very interesting. I don't know what you get out of it. I hope you get something out of it. But stop doing things for her if you know she's a narcissist. Nad from Germany. My ex-narcissist left me like I'm nothing, and I helped him with so much. He keeps contact with people for years that don't do these things for him. Yes, but these people, he didn't abuse these people, and they don't know who he is. So the problem is they can't keep relationships. So they get too close to somebody, they abuse them, and what happens to you when they abuse you? When they abuse you, you are sad and you're depressed and you can't do things for yourself and all these things get to the point where you can't give the same attention. You aren't the same as you were in the beginning. Just like they aren't, you aren't either. So they leave you. They go to somebody else. Now, all these people that he knows for years, he doesn't abuse them. Or it's subtle. Or there are people like us that don't leave when they're getting abused, sometimes. I don't know. But, that's what they do. It's always there. And they'll keep a mask to everyone else. And they won't show them who they really are. But you got to see who he really is. He abused you. And now he's done with you. He discarded you. All these other people give him things that he wants and needs. So he's nice to them. But if he made one of them the sole #1 source, he would abuse them until they wouldn't give them the attention he wants anymore and he'd leave them. Supergirl from Detroit, Michigan. Why do I think the next target gets treated better? Because you know how well they treated you in the beginning and all the good things and all the good parts. Those are the parts that you tend to remember, right? And you forget the bad things. And you know that he's doing the good things to her now. So he is treating her better than he was just treating you. But it's the same as he treated you in the beginning. And it fucks with our heads because when they leave a relationship, they say nothing and you are left torn, upset, depressed, suicidal maybe. While he goes on to another relationship with another girl and looks like they're totally happy. That's what they post on Facebook. That's how they look when they walk around. He looks happy because he doesn't give a shit about what just happened. He's not upset because he never cared. Andrew Ferguson. Me and our 14-year-old son escaped the narcissist. Is she going to leave us alone? No, absolutely not. I don't know what else to say except no. She's not done with you. Hell no. Hell no. And you have her child? She doesn't care about the child, but she does care about being a failure as a mother, about losing her child. She's gonna come back and she's gonna be crazy mean, I'm sure. Christine Williams from the United Kingdom. 4 questions. How does a narcissist sociopath deal with the loss of a loved one? Well, they don't have loved ones, so they don't care. They will get upset if they lose something along with that person. So if that person supplied them with something and they're gone, now that supply's gone, they'll be upset. They might act really upset to get attention. Oh, I just lost somebody. Poor me, you know. But generally, they just aren't attached to people, so they don't care. Number 2, what does a narcissist mean when they say, it's not you, it's me? Well, I mean, come on, guys. This is the line that everybody gives in high school when they break up with you, because they don't want to deal with this shit. They don't even want you to be upset. They just want it over. It's not you, it's me. You know, it's not anything wrong with you. It's just me. I just can't be in a relationship. I just can't do this. I just don't, whatever it is. It's not you, it's me. It's to get you to just not worry and just move on. They obviously found someone else. This is the things that people that they say. Number 3, what are some cliches? Cliche sayings that narcissist sociopaths say. Some cliche sayings, it would be like, for apologies would be, I'm sorry if I did something that made you feel, hurt. I'm sorry. How do they do it? They apologize in ways that it's really not them. But cliche sayings, it's hard for me on the spot to think of cliche sayings they say. But things like, oh, you should be honored to be around me. You'll miss me when I'm gone. Things like that. Like, I'm so great. But what would be cool is if you guys down below list out some cliche sayings that narcissists said, because there's just a ton of them. And I could probably make a whole video about it. But go down there and list some cliche sayings. I think that'd be pretty cool for Christine Williams. And go down there and interact, Christine. Or pose the question again and see if people start answering. How long does it take for someone to realize they're in a narc-social relationship? That totally depends on the person. Some people never do. I believe most people never do. I believe that all of us in this community is simply a small portion of victims that have found help, that have found answers. I think there are millions of victims out there suffering and have no idea what it is. Next, Claudio Vasadi from Berlin. Wouldn't putting ourselves first make us inadvertently selfish? No. Where do we draw the line between altruism and selfishness? The problem is we didn't put ourselves first. That's how we got here. Narcissists always put themselves first. They don't just put themselves first. They put themselves only. They put themselves only. We put ourselves last. Great relationship. Great combination. A narcissistic relationship has to have both of you only concentrating only on the narcissist. The second you concentrate on yourself, they will fuck you up. If you put yourself first, you would not be in a relationship with them. If you made yourself happy and then made them happy, you wouldn't be in a relationship with them because they can't do that. They won't allow that. You make them happy and that's it. Don't worry about making yourself happy. You know what I mean? They will make you happy when they feel necessary to make you happy. And that's why we got here, Claudio. It's time to put yourself first, buddy. It's time to be selfish, because who is going to take care of you? Who is going to do that? You. Only you. Nobody else takes care of people around here. We're all grown up. We're adults here. And we don't need to take care of anybody, and nobody needs to take care of us, okay? I understand there's exceptions. We have a loved one who's sick, handicapped, diseased, whatever. Yes, we help them out. We take care of them. But you know that's not the case. These people make you feel like they need you to take care of them for no reason. Poor them. Fuck them. Faith and Peace from Irvine, California. Are all sociopaths dangerous? Yeah, they're anti-society. That's dangerous. Society goes this way, they go that way. They cost us billions of dollars every year. They tear families apart. They make people commit suicide, and they murder people. They rape people. They abuse people every day. Are they dangerous? Yeah. All of them? Sure. Megan from Florida. My ex-narcissist told me he doesn't have feelings for anyone. How can he marry someone else as selfish or more selfish than he is? Good question, I understand. Basically, they feed off each other. So one of them gives them the kind of attention they want and takes the abuse they give back. And this one gives them the attention they want, and then they take the abuse they give back. They abuse each other, and they feed off each other. And being both disordered, they stay in relationships. They stay with their abusers. These people go back to their abuser. They stay with their abuser. Chemtrail Mary from Wisconsin. You say you can spot the victims of narcissists better than narcissists. What are the signs? Good question. Yeah, last week I was saying, somebody asked me about, is it easy for me to spot narcissists all the time? No, it's not. It's easy to spot the traits, but the actual person, no, it's hard. But the victims of narcissists are easy. And when I am out and about, whether I'm doing stuff all day and interacting with people all day, I always seem to meet at least one victim. Sometimes up to like 3. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how many there are out there. And you guys will be able to do this too. Signs like, I think of people with a lot of shame and are depressed or sad. Look how they act. You know, they kind of hunch over and they walk around. They're depressed. That's one sign. Doesn't mean that they are, but it could be. That's kind of what they do. One of the signs that I notice is their eyes. People that have been abused by narcissists are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. They're constantly on high alert. It's almost like they're in a war all the time, and you can see it in their eyes. You can see that worried, that, you know, looking for danger all the time. Their pupils are dilated. They're traumatized. Some things that victims do with post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, lots of anxiety, panic attacks, tightening of the jaw, tightening of the fist, stuff like that. That's stuff that we do. But a very common thing is when they start talking and they might... Now, I'm a person that people come up to and start talking about problems to. And I know there's something about me that allows people to feel comfortable enough to do that. But I get people that come up and tell me their problems, and they'll mention, just briefly mention, something that their current girlfriend or boyfriend or something is doing to them. And it'll be under their breath, and they're not trying to get attention. They're just so distraught. That's all they can think about. And they kind of mention it. And I'll just ask them a question. I'll say, oh, do they do this all the time, though? And they'll say, yeah. And I'll say, have they ever said sorry? And they'll go, never. Never say sorry. Never apologize. And I'll say, do they tell you it's your fault? Yeah, they do. They totally tell me it's my fault all the time, man. Fuck. And a narcissist isn't going to get that upset. Right? Because a narcissist isn't going to take that from somebody else. That's not the relationship. They're the one doing it. And yes, they project, but they aren't going to just go around telling people they don't know. And they don't play it off that well. Because this person's really upset. Narcissists aren't really upset. They're making it up. Bullshit. Lying. Oh, my narc cheats on me. Or my boyfriend cheats on me. He hits me. Blah, 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 blah. You'll start to detect that too. When narcissists are just talking shit about people. But, and I detect that big time. If there's one thing that I detect a lot, it's women lying about what their boyfriends do. You can see that shit a mile away. And you can know why they're doing it. They're doing it so that you will be with them. they'll say, yeah, I have a boyfriend, or oh, yeah, I'm married, but he cheats on me, he hits me, he does this. So then you think it's okay to be a homewrecker and sleep with someone's husband, sleep with someone's wife. You know what I mean? Or maybe you know the husband, or maybe you know her boyfriend. She wants to make you feel like it's okay to be with her, so she makes him out to be a total piece of shit, right? Common. So I hope that helps. Christopher Riley from the United Kingdom. Why would a narcissist block an ex and their family from social media? Because they have moved on and they know that you know what they are and they don't want you to tell anybody else. Period. They don't want to be exposed. Their biggest fear. Would a narcissist have traits from other cluster B disorders? Yes. The cluster B, big time. They almost share every single trait. There's just a few that differentiate them. So everyone in the cluster B lacks empathy, right? Everyone in the cluster B lacks remorse, maybe. But not everyone is completely, breaks every law there is out there and doesn't care, and, that's antisocial. Not every cluster B is highly, highly unstable and emotional and all that. That's borderline. Not every single cluster B can't stop focusing on in themselves in a mirror and their bodies and believe that if you just touch them, they say, oh, we're married, we're together. That's histrionic. So there are just a few that differentiate them, that separate them. But they very much share a big, large amount of traits. That's why it's so hard to differentiate the cluster Bs. But that's something that I do with my clients. It's something I like to do with my clients right away. Very beginning, we decide what your ex is. Because a lot of people need that validation, and I don't want you to keep doubting yourself, because that's what will happen. We tend to forget the bad things, and we remember the good things. It's what we are. We're humans. We want to do that. We are good people, and we want everyone else to be good people. And it's easy to remember the good things and forget the bad things. Okay? Is it normal for them to have 4 Facebook accounts? Yes, they're predators. They're liars. They're con men. Manipulating predators. That makes perfect sense that they would have 4 Facebook accounts, and it is extremely common. Yeah. I want me back from Scotland. I want you back too. How do we deal with the self-doubt that takes us so long to leave? Good question. This is a process. This whole healing and recovery thing is a process, you guys. And I know that you go out there in this group on YouTube. All of us that make videos for you guys. There's something that you guys, there's something that these people making videos, which are doing great things. Don't get me wrong. But there's something so left out. It's so important. If you guys just watch some of these guys' videos and all they're talking about is, fuck the narc, they're bad, evil, spirits, they're Jezebel, they're aliens, and they're all this shit, and here's the signs, and all we have to worry about is just stay away from them. That's not true. That doesn't work. And if that's all you do, you're most likely going to date another narcissist. There is so much involved with this process. What these people should do to you is open your eyes and realize that your own problems have surfaced. They have come to your attention. And if you ignore them, they'll keep surfacing and surfacing and surfacing. Your problems have surfaced by dating an abuser, by staying with an abuser. That's a problem. That's a problem that needs to be fixed. And it's not hard, you guys. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just learning about yourself, self-awareness, finding out who you are, why you did this, so you don't do it again. There's so much more to this process than just watching out for narcissists. Okay? Self-doubt is something you had before them. Trust me. Low self-esteem is something you had before you dated that narcissist. I know you think you didn't. And I know you think this person just knocked you down and you were all great and happy and perfect before that, but you weren't. Because if you were, you wouldn't have dated them. Period. Now that I'm healed, and all you guys out there that are totally healed, and you know that now that you're healed, now that you fix yourself, there's no reason to do this anymore. I'm never going to be with a narcissist again. Never. It does not serve me. I have too much respect for myself. I love myself too much. I put myself first. Narcissist has no room in my life. Okay? So, how do you deal with the self-doubt? Start putting yourself first. Start loving yourself. Start giving yourself what you need. Take care of yourself. Ask yourself how you feel. If you don't feel good, fix it. Change it. Don't be around pieces of shit. Don't fix people. Don't help people like you have been. Don't be taken advantage of. Don't listen to other people. Do your own research and trust yourself. Say, now I know the answer. I don't need anybody else to tell me differently. You know? Sean Blight from Wales. They seem to enjoy hurting you with subtle abuse. Why? Well, Sean, these are hurt people, and they have decided to hurt other people. And that's how they make themselves feel better. Period. Hurt people hurt people. You can tell what kind of abuse they've had by the kind of abuse they give. You know? People that have been molested are very, 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 very either sexually, they have sex with everybody all the time. Everything seems to be about sex or their body. Or maybe they don't ever have sex at all. You know, there's things that they do. They're acting out their childhood. Simple. They abuse. They hurt because they hurt you because they hurt inside. Holly Laspy from Georgia. He discarded me. He came back the next day. He left stuff in my house and asked, can we still be friends? Why? Well, Holly, this is the pattern. And I know everybody else right now listening to this is going, oh, geez, Holly, that's what they do. You know, and they all know this. We all know this. Everybody knows this now. So learn about this, Holly, and find out their patterns. Okay, and there's lots of reasons why they do this. Lots and lots of psychological reasons. Okay? But that is the pattern. They tell you you're the best, and then they throw you away. And then they leave stuff in your house so they can keep a foot in the door. He believes he owns you. You're nothing but a piece of property. And by keeping stuff at your house, he knows you're a good person. You'll keep it there. And he'll come back later when you're not so upset. And you let him back in the house again because he needs his stuff that he won't grab, but he'll come have sex with you again and leave. And then after he's had sex with you, he'll tell you you're a disgusting piece of shit. Leave me alone. You know? And then he'll ignore you for another month or two till you get over it. And then he'll call you back and say, hey, I need that stuff back. Can I come over and get it? And he'll still leave it there. Anna Harris. What are your thoughts on Melania Trump? I don't know, and I didn't look it up. In all fairness, Anna, I didn't feel like it. Just to give my opinion, it would take too long for me to really come up and form an opinion on somebody in the media. People say nasty things about her, but seems like she has had the life pummeled out of her. Like she's just a shell. And she could be, Anna. She is Donald Trump's daughter. I can't imagine what that would be like. I'm imagining that either she's a bad piece of shit or a good person. She's been through some shit. Okay? And she can come across, like a lot of victims can come across as a bad person, and people are going to say bad things about her. I don't know, Anna. Like I said, I'm not going to go, research his daughter. My guess is she's a narcissist, an empty shell, life pummeled out of her narcissist, or she's an empty shell, life pummeled out of her victim. E. Dahl from California. Is it possible my ex-narcissist married someone else out of spite? I don't think so. He tells me that I am the only one that can handle him, and then he proposes to someone else 2 days later. He also texted me on my birthday. Don't be flattered, okay? He doesn't give a shit. He's married to someone else. And it's not to spite you. It has nothing to do with you. These guys, just remember that every single thing they do, every single thing they say is about them. It has nothing to do with you. When they hoover you, it's not because they like you. It's not because they miss you. It's something that they are doing inside, internally. Okay? They're figuring out ways to manipulate you. They're just checking on you to see if you feel better, and they can come back to hoover you. There's reasons, but every single thing they do is for them. Remember, the thing that they lack empathy. Try to really understand what lack empathy means. It doesn't just mean I don't feel for other people or feel sorry for them. They can't think for other people. They cannot put themselves in your shoes to even give a chance to empathize. So empathy goes much further, much more beyond just being like a nice, caring person. They don't have the ability to wonder, to think about how you feel about stuff. So nothing is about you that they do. So no, they didn't marry someone else out of spite. They married that person because they're a good source of attention. They're more than willing to cheat on them, and they will. And they're going to keep a foot in your door and still get what they can from you. That's how they are. Sick POSs. Okay? I hope that helps, guys. Any other questions you guys have, go down below and ask me, and I'll answer them in the next Q&A video. Please give me a like, thumbs up, you guys. Support me, please. If you haven't subscribed to me already, subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more, okay? Any comments, any feedback, any questions, please give them to me. I'll take them and I'll answer all of them, okay? Thank you so much. And don't forget, put yourself first. Love yourself first, okay? Thank you. Danny Dog Productions.